Welcome everyone! Did you know that 60% of Americans cannot come up with $1,000 in case of an emergency? That could mean your car breaks down. That could mean your AC in the house breaks down. That could mean your lovely phone gets dropped in the toilet, even though nowadays they're waterproof. Anyway, you get my point. $1,000 could mean almost anything. So that means that 60% of Americans are $1,000 away from a catastrophe. What can we all together do to make the world a better place and be financially independent instead of financially dependent or financially miserable? So today what I'm gonna talk about is 5 things that you can do to save more money. In my honest opinion, I believe that the last one is the best one. And I also believe that the last one is the simplest one to do. And you definitely want to stay till the very end so you don't miss out. Number 1, prioritize savings. This sounds so simple and it almost sounds stupid, but when you think about it, just like anything in life, what gets prioritized gets done. Let's say you have a morning routine and in there you prioritize going to the gym. Well, if you put it on the list, you prioritize it, you get it done. But if the night before you say, oh, maybe I'll go to the gym tomorrow, chances are that you're not gonna go to the gym. Same thing here with money. When you prioritize it, when you say, no matter what, at the beginning of the month, what I do, the first thing is save and then spend what is left. Because you know what happens here in the US and in the entire world? People spend a lot of money and then they save what's left. And many times, as you probably know, there's nothing left. There is even a negative balance left at the end. One thing that really works for me is when I automate the savings. So no matter what, I know that at the beginning of the month or when I get my paycheck, a portion of it goes into savings automatically. I don't even think about it. Automating the savings actually is gonna make it so much harder for you to spend because now you have to go and stop that automation in order for you to spend. Number 2, sleep on it. I mean, how many times have you heard this word? It's simple, yet not the easiest one to do. Before you make a purchase, and really I'm talking about big purchases, take 1 day, 2 days, maybe even a week, take off from that decision and say, do I really need to make this purchase? So let's say 1 day passes, 2 day passes, you come back and you say, I don't think I need this. This purchase is really not gonna make me happy, or this purchase is not gonna make my life easier. You would be surprised how many times after even 1 day of waiting, you're probably not gonna go ahead and purchase that item. After all, research has shown that people get more pleasure from the shopping itself than from buying that shiny object. And also one trick you can do is you can shop online, add things to your cart and then abandon it. You not only do you get the pleasure from shopping, but you also get that pleasure from not spending the money in the end. And by all means, if after that 1 day or 2 day or even a week, you wake up in the morning and say, no, I really need to buy that item. I really need it because it's gonna make my life so much better, so much easier, then by all means, go ahead and buy it. This technique right here really puts you in a better place to make sure you're making a good buying decision instead of going an impulse buying. Number 3, how many hours of you working does it take to buy that shiny object? For those of you that are paid based on a salary, you can still do a quick math to figure out what's your hourly rate. Does it cost you 1 week to buy that iPhone? Does it cost you 2 years to buy that beautiful Tesla? What I really love about this technique is that it takes the focus away from the shiny object and it puts a little bit of pain on it, because now you have to think in terms of you going hard work for that object, for that maybe experience, for that whatever you want to buy, that big purchase. You actually have to think in terms of how much time does it take you to work for it. Is it really worth it? Number 4, how much will it cost you in future money? So if you were to take the same amount that you were to spend on that shiny object, how much will it turn in 10, 20, 30, 45 years? I mean, those are all realistic years. As you put your money, you let it grow, and you'll use it down the road. You'll use it maybe in your retirement. You can easily use one of the online calculators to figure out what is gonna be the future value of that dollar if I invested, let's say, at 10%. So for example, you put $1 today at 10%, that becomes $88 in 45 years. This is almost an astronomical number. It's a huge multiplier. Let's say you were a 20-year-old and you want to buy that $40,000 car, which is the current US new car purchase average. So $40,000, let's just actually use a calculator right here. $40,000 multiplied by 88. When you multiply them out, that's a whopping $3.5 million. Is it really worth it to buy that $3.5 million car? Is it really worth it? I don't know, maybe not. It puts it in a different perspective. You look at it not just from that beautiful, amazing experience you're gonna have with that wonderful car, it also puts a different spin on it. So if I take this 40,000 and I let it grow, how much will they turn in the future? If you look at 30 years, that multiplier is 20. If you look at 20 years, that multiplier is 7. If you look at 10 years down the road, that multiplier is 3. The goal here with this trick is to take that excitement from that purchase today and put more excitement into how much money you can really turn in the future by letting it grow. Number 5. In my honest opinion, I believe this is the biggest one of all. If you get this right, then the other ones are so much easier. But before we get there, if you're finding value with this content, please give me a like, subscribe, so we help more and more people with this great content. So number 5 is have the desire to save money. Just like anything in life, if you don't have the desire, do you really believe it's gonna happen? Let's say you wanna go for a run tomorrow morning, but you have no desire whatsoever. You know you should be going for a run, but you're just saying, nah, I don't like it, I don't wanna do it. That means you don't have that desire, and it's not gonna happen. Same thing with money. Do you have that burning desire to get to financial independence? To be free and just do whatever you want when you want it? And as I said, this is the most important of all. Once you get this done, the other 4 just becomes so much easier because you have this force pushing you to save money, to get to a stage where you don't depend on that job. You don't depend on you actually putting the physical work. In the end, it all boils down to cutting down spending by applying this simple 5 tricks. Becoming wealthy is so much more about your habits than anything else. It is not as much about how much money you make, but it's more about how much money you keep. If you refuse to do any of the above, then you know what you can do? You can double down on your current job. You can just go all in on your current job, and you will be surprised when you get that raise, when you get that promotion, and things will just turn out great for you. That's also one of the options. That's actually a bonus. You can do both, or you can do at least one. I am truly thankful for you sticking with me till the very end, and for that a big thank you. Now that you know a few more tips on how to save more money, you will want to watch this next video where I walk you through 3 biggest money mistakes to avoid. Until next time!